Know It All Nation, Steeler Nation, everybody out there, thanks for tapping in to our draft recap show. I'm here with a couple of the fellas tonight. We got the homie Kerb and the triple OG Shannon in the building. What's up, fellas? How you guys doing tonight?
What's going on, man?
Doing great.
Kerb, how come you always answer a question with a question, man?
I'm just saying, what's going on?
Even if you said, even if you said I'm good, man. What's going on with you? That you would answer the question
then. Oh, okay.
He said, "What's going on?" Okay, yeah, answer the question with a question. But no, what about you, Shannon, man? How was your day today?
It was relaxing. Spent it with my wife and was out a good bit. So I followed the draft on my tracker and was greatly disappointed when Jack Kelly went to the Giants. Again, the Steelers waited too long to get him. That was one of my big disappointments. But I was at least able to follow along with who they did select, and we'll discuss.
Yeah, man. So the overall draft curve, not just the Steelers. We'll get into the Steelers, but let's just touch on the overall draft. I mean, what did you guys think of the 2026 draft? I mean, I know we thought a lot of moves, a lot of trades, and I think it has to do with the talent level of the players. Like teams might not have as many guys targeted as they would in other years. Therefore, they could be like, okay, we can trade a pick, get another asset, and whatever guy of the five guys we like, nobody stands out among the other ones. So we'll just settle with whatever the five guys is available for us when we get our pick. So what do you guys think?
I mean, like we were just saying, I think this is almost going to be the norm until college football change and as far as paying these guys or whatever they come up with. But right now, this is going to be about the norm. You're probably going to have at least 2 solid rounds, and maybe some years you may have 3 solid rounds, but then after that, it's going to be hit or miss, because a lot of guys are staying in school now.
I got one word: underwhelming.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but when drafts are this discombobulated, it's because, as you say, the level of talent was subpar. I mean, you had, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Some teams reached drastically versus the big board because they thought they found something, a diamond in the rough. My experience that every time the Steelers do this, it's bad. It is very, very bad. I'll never forget Loudermilk, and everybody was defending the Loudermilk selection. Trading back into the draft, into the 5th round to get Loudermilk. And I'm like, why? I had him marked as an undrafted free agent. Nobody wanted Loudermilk. And I said, that's a wasted pick. He's a dud, and he has been. And, usually when you say why, there's a reason, and it never works out. And I think a lot of teams, like I said, Jacksonville didn't even try. I mean, let's just be honest. So I just think it was a bad draft. They might be a few guys. This is like one of the weakest drafts since 2013. They might be a few guys come out that could turn out to be really, really good. But man, it was weak. When I started paying attention to these later rounds, I'm like, oh my gosh. The Steelers made a legacy pick I think because they owed a favor to the daddy. They pick a guy because of a story and they want to get him up on stage. And I love the story. I love the kid. I'm rooting for him. He's going to be one of my guys I want to root for hard. But honestly, you could have got him as an undrafted free agent. It's just great to get him on stage and pay that respect. And that's great. But to me, the whole draft just felt off. And what's so bad is that was Pittsburgh one chance to host, and it was a dud.
And they didn't even have a jersey for the kid.
It was just a dud, man.
They just decided in the moment. We'll get into all that, a lot of the Steelers stuff, and I want to know who you guys thought was really good over the course of the whole draft, and really bad. And and I guess only one team was really bad, and Shannon kind of mentioned them already. But we'll analyze that. Their best pick to me, at least as much as I didn't pay attention much to all the other teams today outside the Steelers, but Jacksonville's best pick was, to me, Pregnon, and he was dropping down the board like crazy, and he was their best pick. So, I have no idea why he dropped still, but just from a football player perspective, looking at who the guys they got through yesterday, that was like the only one I thought was, wow, okay. They're trying. They're taking a dart throw at it. But, shout out to the live chat. Craig Warlow in the building. Shout out, Craig. Jaime, yo. What up, bro? Jay Steve. Who else is in here? Dwayne in the building. What up with you, man? Andre Green. We got, what's that name is that? Is that Trayvon won me? Kerr, I know you can't see it, Shannon. You got your glass. You might can see it, Shannon.
No, I can't think of
Trayvon
James, 66-24.
That's right. That's
how I'd say it. I don't know.
No, I think you're right. I mean, shout out, Trey. Thanks for tapping in. Keep going down. Oh, Boo is in the building. Shout out, Boo. Thanks for tapping in as usual. Thank you.
Yeah, but she said that Jacksonville's draft was better than Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, I can't say that. I can't say that.
She can be real sarcastic. She said she's at the draft in Pittsburgh. Yeah. She'd probably be somewhere drunk in the alley because the Steelers just did that bad. Who else we got here? We got Kyle Smith in the building. Shout out, Kyle. Thanks for tapping in, man. We got Afton in the building. Salute to the chat general. Wanted to know it all fan. We got Diabolical Mod. You can't be in the chat and not be on the pod, man. Come on, man. Get out of here. Somber in the building. Thanks for tapping in, Somber. Like I said, I don't want to miss anybody. I'm trying to get everybody as I can so we can get this thing started. Still Loyal in the building. Shout out Still Loyal. Daniel in the building. Who else we got? We got. All right, we might be about caught up there.
I thought I seen Claude. Did I see Claude?
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen Claude.
Everybody's saying hi to Claude, so somebody.
Yeah. He in there.
So shout out Claude. I don't see Claude's comments yet, but I'm way behind. I started at the top, and like these jokers in here, man, getting it in.
Yeah,
they getting it in. I'm about to just give up. There go Claude. So yeah, y'all probably way past me.
The Bishop.
Yes. But yeah, we'll come back to the chats and stuff. We'll check in on periodically. We want to get this thing started, talk about what we want to talk about. So we kind of finished with it last night, but anything changed today far as or another team was added to somebody you thought did really well?
I think the Giants had a sneaky good draft. And when you have one of your final picks be Jack Kelly, the Steelers, to me, could have salvaged a lot of the draft with a couple of picks here and there that they skipped on a few guys. I mean, to me, it was like, oh, look what you've got Wagen or however you say it, Wagen. I love the kid. 4th round's too early. Taking Alar, the first pick of their first selection in the 3rd, too early. It ain't
that we're talking about the Giants. We're gonna get to the Steelers. You jumping on the Steelers. We talking about the Giants. I'm just saying
that the Giants did take Jack Kelly, who I think will have a productive NFL career. And where they got him was a steal. And I'm just aggravated that the Steelers, they never did address their linebacker. And I mean, I like Bruner, but hopefully they like Bruner and they know a lot more about Bruner because I like him as a special teams, but he's got to be able to contribute on the field too. And I think Jack Kelly could do multiple roles, and that's something they said they wanted. So, again, I think the Giants had a good day.
So the Giants got Arvell Reese, obviously that was the first night. 2 picks. They got Francis Mayoga. That's the offensive lineman.
Yep.
From Miami. Round 2, Colton Hood. Curb, that was your dude early. You like Colton Hood a lot. Defensive back out of Tennessee. Malachi Fields, wide receiver out of Notre Dame. Pick number 74. They didn't pick again to the 6th round. They got a guy named Bobby Jamison Travis out of Auburn. Defensive lineman. He's 6'3", 328 pounds, so he's a big boy. They got J.C. Davis, though. I looked at him in a lot of mock drafts, offensive lineman out of Illinois. I thought about him for the Steelers if we wasn't smoking off and drafting tackles in the first round because we didn't get the guy we wanted. And they got, 6th round, Shannon picked the number 193, your boy Jack Kelly. And that was their draft. That is a pretty good draft.
And I would have took him in the 5th. That's how high I was on Kelly. So, and who did we get? Nowakowski in the 5th.
I like him too, though.
I mean, again, he's Connor Hayward's replacement. But he's saying
Connor Hayward, though.
Well, I'm hoping.
I've watched him.
I don't dislike the kid. I'm just saying they could have had.
Yeah.
And I think they could have got him later. I don't think that a lot of these guys, it's when they drafted them that I have a problem with.
Curb, your team, you think did well.
Well, I think the Diabolical Browns. I think they might have.
So you got one of the same picks from last night, which is fine. We can go over it, but I was trying to see if anybody has somebody different.
I thought the Raiders kind of did okay, but I just thought it seemed like they should have. They really didn't. I think they got a receiver late, but I just thought they needed really to try to get some receivers to help. Just to put some more weapons for your young quarterback. But I thought they end up doing a decent job. But
didn't they get a receiver?
I think they got one late. I don't even know who the guy was, but they just thought they got
somebody pretty decent. I don't have the draft pulled up.
I got it. They obviously Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah.
Trading Stutes in the 2nd.
Yeah.
Defensive end Kenyon Crawford in the 3rd. They got the big guard Trey Zune. And then I think the best pick they made, they the team that took Gerard McCoy.
Yeah, they took McCoy.
Yeah. They got your boy Mike Washington, Curb.
Yep.
Okay, that's who I was thinking about, running back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got a safety Dalton Johnson and Hezekiah Masses as a cornerback. They didn't like they drafted no receiver.
They did not get a receiver. You're right.
I thought they got one late, but yeah.
But that running back,
but that was just weird to me.
Yeah.
Like
he'll be the third down back with Genty, probably, I think.
Yeah. I mean that's
going to give them some good speed.
I think they needed a receiver and they didn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think your boy Washington and McCoy kind of pushed that draft over the top because they got two really good players on day 2, right? On day 2.
I mean, to get a I mean, the thing with McCoy, not only he was going to be a first round pick, he was going to be a top 10, but they was kind of talking about his situation. So I guess the fear is he does probably need another surgery, but they just think that he may not be a second contract guy. Almost like what they said about the kid we got. So far he's doing our Wilson. They said the same thing about him coming out.
Yeah, Peyton Wilson.
Yeah.
Then excuse me. And that's why it's worth the gamble, right? I mean, that was the 4th round.
4th round, yeah.
They traded up to the 1st, so they're really willing to use the 1st pick in the 4th round.
Mm-hmm.
Wilson's the first round talent that went in the 4th.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, the dude is a freak.
Yeah, and he produced in college. He won the Buckets Award this last year, but teams were staying away from him because of his knee injury. My sleeper, not sleeper even, but teams that no one said this when we closed yesterday through the first 2 days.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say Tampa Bay, man. I like what they did.
Yeah, they were solid.
I like Tampa Bay. They got Ruben Bain in the first, Josiah Trotter. They got Hurst yesterday, Keontae Scott today, DeMonte Capehart, defensive tackle out of Clemson. Billy Scruff, offensive guard from Notre Dame. And they got the tight end from LSU. Yeah, from LSU. They traded with the Raiders. But yeah, so I really like what they did. I mean, that first day, really, Bain, Trotter, Hurst, and Keontae Scott, them 3 starters probably for your defense right away. 3 out them 4 picks. Hurst obviously is a receiver, and they got some guys there, but he'll eventually replace Godwin. I think Godwin's not long for Tampa Bay, if not the league.
The teams that like Tampa didn't reach through the first 2 days, you feel better about those teams. I mean, there was some teams that I felt like, again, reached or Jacksonville didn't even show up, but Pittsburgh, I just felt like it wasn't so much who they chose, and a lot of it was when they chose. So there's the problem.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about Pittsburgh, because we're here for the Steelers. Claude said the Browns had the best draft in the AFC. I could get on board with that. I mean, I don't know what the Jets did today. The Jets was cooking too.
Yeah.
Jets was really cooking too.
Who was the guy the Ravens got that really upset me? I told you earlier.
Surratt.
Yeah. See, I mean, the Ravens getting Ioane and they got Surratt. They got some quality players.
They got Jacoby Lane.
Yeah, they got some quality players. They really did.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns did well. The Ravens did what they do. Didn't surprise me. They got some good players. The Bengals, I mean, they got their trade was their big one. I don't know, but I mean, nobody really stood out. Not that they didn't draft solid players who are going to contribute, but as I think about their draft, I really don't know who they took. Kerby Dirt, sent a couple things in the chat about somebody they drafted, but I really wasn't nobody of name that I really recognized.
You know what team?
At the end of this, I want to ask you both a question. We'll wait till about the end, and then remember, I do want to ask you in the community a question about this draft. So just keep that in mind.
Look at the Dolphins. The Dolphins had a very good draft.
Yeah,
they're rebuilding the whole foundation.
And all them guys gonna make the team.
Yesterday, yeah. I mean, Shannon said that yesterday.
I said Dolphins yesterday.
It was a foundational draft. They got a lot of good pieces. I mean, yeah. But they did good with it. They did good with it. Yeah. If you go back and anybody paid attention on the cover for tonight's podcast, the teams on the left are teams I thought did really well. The teams on the right, not so much.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
You see, you see who the Steelers over there.
We don't want to be next to Jacksonville, no.
Yeah. You see who the Steelers over there with.
Yep.
So well, all right. Let's talk about the Steelers draft. So let's just start from one. Right, the whole thing is done now. All the picks are in. The draft is over. People are leaving Pittsburgh. And I heard they did a really good job hosting the draft too. Shout out to
they broke a record, 350 or 325 or 350,000 first night.
Yeah. It was all weekend.
Yep.
All right, let's just take it from the top, right? So we know what happened in the first round. But now, after all the smoke is settled and everything's clear, what do we think about Max? Immature. Not grading him based off we didn't get Lemon and Omar screwed that up. Just as a player.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go. very talented kid, very talented. I truly believe he's probably is going to start at right tackle because I think they're going to move uh,
Fontana.
yeah, I think they're going to move him over.
You got one of these with you, Kerb?
No, I just his name just escaped me for a minute. But I think he's probably going to start at right tackle. Like I say, his thing is he's just green.
Yep.
You know, but he got, you know, great feet. Got a little mean streak in him. He's a 6'6", 320-pound athlete, you know, and to me, that's what your tackles are, especially nowadays for the type guys that they really need to block. So I think, I mean, from what we think we got some good offensive line coaches now. So I think they should be able to you know, keep him going in the right direction. And I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, well, we ain't gonna get into that, but that was just on my only issue of how it all went down. But as far as the player, I like him a lot.
Hey, Shannon, do you agree with Claude's comment right there? Then you can give us yours. Well, do you agree with Claude? Then go into your assessment of the player.
No, I don't agree with that. Here's the thing. I'm going to try to keep my answers short as I can so we can get through all these guys. I hated the pick. I give him an F on draft night. I was devastated. After doing my due diligence, more research, love the kid, love the attitude, love the character. He could potentially eventually be the best tackle in this draft. He is maybe the most athletic. He has the perfect size, footwork, strength combo with that nasty attitude that Kerb mentioned. But he's a project. I think they have the staff to coach him up. We used not to, but I think we do now. But now it's on the coaches to do that. So right now, I give it a C to a C plus because I think that he's a willing subject, but he's got to have the right teachers. And now the emphasis falls on the coaching staff. I do understand the pick. I think they blew it. And it looks like they might get fined for being on the phone with women before they were legally supposed to be. So that could cost us a draft pick. That was a huge mistake. So I think that the Con, and you know, we've always bragged on Con when he does good, but I think that this draft is revealing another side, and which we'll talk about later. But I like him. I just think that he's a project, and we got to give him time. I don't know if he'll start at all this year.
As for me regarding the pick, immature, I like him. I couldn't hold my crash out Thursday night against him the next morning. Right?
Yeah.
I mean that's Omar smoking that all by himself, whatever he was doing. Like Shannon, I didn't know you brought up Steelers could be penalized because of it.
Yep.
I mean, I agree with everything Shannon said. His upside is best tackle in this draft. Upside. You know, I think he's not Broderick Jones 2.0. Broderick Jones had, and I don't know what happened with Broderick Jones. I'm not knocking Broderick Jones. I think he was kind of started out messed up anyway from the coaching staff, who, however inexperienced he was, he played left tackle as long as he was playing football. They moved him to right because a 4th round pick, Dan Moore, couldn't play left. Well, your 4th round pick got to sit his ass down because you invested a 1st round pick in this guy. You need to make sure he's good. Make sure he's good.
That's the developmental part I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, that got smoked from the very beginning as far as Broderick Jones. This kid, though, immature, is got 32 starts. I think Broderick Jones had like 14 starts at Georgia.
Yeah.
He played at a JUCO or smaller college, and he I think he's even more athletic than Broderick Jones. You know what I mean? But Broderick Jones still got even when he came, he like still had baby fat and stuff, right? You can see it. So this kid is ready to go.
Yeah.
Now I think as a pick, they got a great talent, but as a pick, it only works to me if like Kerb said, if not, he didn't say this part, but if he can start this year. I mean, you go ahead. I said earlier today, I think the only player we know where he's going to play next year in offensive line is Zach Frazier. I think he's the only guy we know where he's going to play because Mason McCormick played left guard in college all his career. They moved him to right. Faetanu played left tackle, and in college, they moved him to the right side. Now, I mean, I don't think we asked Max to move to the left. I think you start him in the right and put Faetanu over there in a competition with Cook and Broderick Jones if he comes back healthy, right? Because this is your newest investment. You got control of him the longest. You want to make sure this works in the long run going forward, in my opinion. So how I see the line right now, I don't know when nobody's going to play, but I'd like to see Immature start, if he can, at right tackle because that investment, and he's older than Broderick Jones was when he came out. This dude was a fifth-year senior, I believe. And go ahead, and I think McCormick can switch. I don't know if they'll do that one, but Dunker, let those guys compete for the right side. You draft them because the left side was messed up. Now move the two guys that was good on the right, move them back to their home sides on the left. Maybe they can be super good, right? I mean, so I see what that looked like. You got Zach Frazier there anchoring everything, being the captain, the communicator with everybody. I think it could work. But that's the way this pick works for me, is if Immature can start at right tackle. Otherwise, it's a great pick for a development player, but you get that guy in the second or third, not the first. I felt like at the time when they whiffed on Boston, they should have took Omar Cooper. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
And that the lack of taking Omar Cooper then caused them to even trade up. And I didn't think they needed to for Jeremy Bernard because now you got to make sure you get that guy.
Yep.
So it had a domino effect. You mess up Omar, and like Shannon said, you give him his flowers, give him his cold too.
Yep.
So that mess up not only messed up that pick that night, it filtered down to the next day, which was Saturday. And I think it just got him shook, like I said, Kurt, because the Allard thing was way earlier. Shannon, the special teams kick returner was way early. Everything was way earlier now because you'd have smoked it on Monday. You don't want to do that again. You hear the noise outside.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. I mean, because I think he ended up using some picks that he probably didn't think he would, or wasn't planning on using, that he had to use to move up. And like I say, the Steelers had did all this work before the draft to kind of put themselves in a position where they wasn't pigeonholed on any position. They could have won any type position, but then when you had to screw up, now you ain't got pigeonholed on that second night that we have to get a receiver. And so, they
pigeonhole because they took a tackle first and you wasn't supposed to take
right.
first.
That's what I'm saying.
What we're discussing here is what I want to ask y'all at the end of this. That's why I'm wanting to focus on just the players, each pick, given our grade or however you want to overview, and then what you're all saying fits perfectly with what I want to talk about at the end. So I'm going to not say anything about it yet.
So let's move on to the second pick. So we know that's Jeremy Bernard traded up from 53 to 47, giving up pick 135, I believe, and I believe another 5th round pick. I think they gave up 2 picks to go get Bernard. They went up, they gave up 53, but so that was just like a swap, right? 47 to 53. I think they gave up 135, and they gave up like a pick in the 200s, was like a 5th or 6th round pick, I believe. Kirby, you checking it?
Yeah, I'm about to check it right now.
All right, Shannon, tell us about Bernard while Kirby's checking that out.
Well, again, I agree with you with the reach. Well, I don't – with him, getting played in the first round, that forced what had to happen in the second round. They had to get Bernard. I think that the top two targets on the board for the Steelers was Lemon and Bernard. When they didn't get Lemon, they had to get Bernard. So that's my favorite pick. That's the pick that they had to get. I believe he's the starter. I think he instantly goes in as that third wide receiver that's going to be used from day one. And I do think he is a great pick for the Steelers. He fills every checks every box, let's say, for what the Steelers want in a receiver. And I think he'll give them really good yard after catch. I believe he'll be able to consistently get open. He has great hands. He's strong. He blocks, and there's no character issue. So I think he's going to be refreshing, and he's going to help fill out that receiver room. And when you look at who else they have, with Roman Wilson and a couple of the young guys today, they've actually got some weapons and some versatility in the receiving room this year that they haven't had in the last few.
Did you find it, Kerb? If
yeah,
not,
I got
what they give up?
So they gave up 53, 135, and 237 to get 40 to get 47 and 249.
Yes, okay. So really they gave us 2 picks, but 237 didn't mean much.
Yeah.
But so what do you think about Bernard, Kerb?
I mean, I like it. He was one of my 5 guys that I thought that the Steelers had to come out this draft with. He was actually number 5. But
five in way of what? What do you mean? 5?
As far as I had 5 guys that I thought that I wanted to see as he as a slot receiver. So go ahead.
No matter where they took him. So like you want to see the Steelers come out with Jeremy Bernard. So over all the other receivers,
what
you still wanted Bernard over? No, not over Vega, but Vega would be in the 5 to me. Wanted some of the receivers. McNeil Warren would be in the 5 like position. So he was one of your top 5 guys.
Well, no,
one of your 5 receivers.
My 5 receivers.
Okay.
My 5 receivers. So my Concepcion and Lemons was 2 that I figured they would be first round picks. Everybody else I thought would be second or third. Because I had Bernard, Cooper. Oh yeah, I forgot about Cooper. So I had 3 guys that would be first round pick. Cooper.
Well, to me, it was 6 first round wide receivers. Boston fell, but yeah, the Tate, Tyson, Lemon, Cooper, and who we talking about? Concepcion.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Boston, but he failed to like pick 34, 35. But yeah, okay. So those 6 were separate to me. So Bernard was obviously at the top. You had him over Boston then too.
Yeah, but like I say, I had 5 guys. These guys were guys that I thought that they needed to have for slot receivers. They, because the way I broke it down, I felt like the Steelers needed a slot receiver. Then they could go out and get another outside guy. But I said one of these 5 they need to get. So Bernard was number 5 for me. But he's a
Hey, let me ask you a question real quick, Kerb, and Shannon, off Ty's comment. He's saying there that he told me that they was gonna get Bernard. But now, would they have got Bernard if they got Lemon like they was trying to do? That wouldn't happen then.
No.
Okay. Got him. So Ty, I mean, let's keep it 100. But go ahead, Kerb.
No.
They fell into Bernard.
Yeah, they had to get him.
Right,
at this
they had
point,
to get him.
He was gone. I mean,
because we all thought Ioane was the target in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, no, I knew that one happened. That's why I had him going to the Ravens anyway. I mean, but I didn't know Lemon was going to drop like that. I'm just saying, if they got what they was trying to pick, if Omar didn't smoke it, then Bernard wouldn't have been the pick in the second round.
No, absolutely not. But I mean, tough kid. He, you could do a lot of things with him. Now I don't know if the Steelers offense gonna have that type of stuff, but he's almost a poor man Debo Sanders in a way, because you can line him up in the backfield. You know, you can just do a lot of stuff with him. Seem to have pretty, decent hands and a willing blocker. So not a bad pick, but just not and for his talent, he went about where you would think that he was going to go. I mean, he might have they might have got him a little higher, but like I say, they were at a point that they had to take him. They had to make sure they got him. So I'm fine with it. Just, he wasn't number 1 or 2 or 3 on my list, but
he was number 2 on mine.
Okay, no, I mean, okay. I think he was a nice settle, but I would have took Concepcion over him. I'd have took Cooper over him.
Yep.
Boston, depending on what you wanted there, but I'd have to spend higher capital on Boston. But yeah, I think he's good. I like him, and I think that's the guy you had to get. I think Chris Bell was better, but Bell come off injury, but better receiver prospect. So I mean, that's the guy they had to get when once Omar smoked it. Period.
Yep.
Well, we'll talk about it in 5 years and we'll see.
And they still would have if immature is good. They still walked into these picks because of the mess up, though. Yeah. So I'm not giving credit for it. No. So and I'm not taking credit from Bernard. Now he could be better than all these guys in 5 years. I just think if you when you picking guys, you picking blue chip guys or more talented guys, and guys have better traits than him. Now I think he's a great player, good receiver. At Alabama, he wasn't the best receiver on the team. The dude Williams is the best receiver, but he got the most production, and he's a good player. I just think he lacks the explosiveness. But he'll fit with the Steelers because of what they'll do with him. He'll get opportunity. But all the other receivers we named, maybe not Boston, are more explosive than him, better playmakers, especially with other guys on the field like Metcalf and Freiermuth and Pittman to draw coverage away. They would have ate more than what Bernard going to eat, but they would have ate more because they more explosive, higher rated players, because that's why they're went in the first round and not in the middle of the second.
Right.
But yeah, I like the pick though, but I like it because they had to do it.
Now I wanted him regardless, but
yeah.
I do agree that if they would have got Lemon, they wouldn't have got him in the second.
Yeah, because you were Vega then get Bernard.
Yeah.
I was Lemon.
I wanted Bernard all along.
Yeah.
To me,
and I was Lemon all along.
Second favorite receiver. So, and like I said, time will tell.
Yeah. The third pick, the opinion on this one, pick 76 in the third round. We took quarterback out of Ohio. This will be an interesting competition, but it's going to be heated come training camp between these guys. The dynamic, both big guys, both big, strong guys, quarterbacks, Big Ten quarterbacks. Will Howard grew up outside of Philly, played at Ohio State. Drew Aller's from Ohio, Browns fan growing up, went to Penn State. You're going to have, Drew Aller going to have the Penn State boost. All the Penn State fans rooting for Aller. And Will Howard already has this following, right? And you got the people going to be in the middle. I don't know how they feel about Aller because of what went down with Kenny Pickett. But Kerb, I'll go to you first with this one. What do you think about the Drew Aller pick?
I actually balked this a few times, but I think I had him the last.
You didn't take him at 76.
No, yeah. I had him at the last. I think I had him at the last third round pick. But then I'm gonna be honest. Later on, I kind of fell out of favor of him a little bit. So wasn't really shocked. It's just gonna be. In my opinion, I think that's the coach's guy. Follow the money. Granted, these guys not making a whole bunch of money, but you talking about a third round pick to a 6th round pick. So they're going to give that kid every opportunity to eventually become the starting quarterback, or you know, if they just think he's going to be a number 2 or whatever, but he's going to get a lot of opportunity. I guarantee you, when they called that kid's name, Howard didn't feel good.
I think Howard's confident. I think he's confident. I mean,
you can say that, but I don't think he felt good.
So you think Howard's out there because you got us keeping Mason Rudolph.
I don't think. I mean, I think they're gonna roll with him all summer. These guys gonna compete, but I just think at the end of the day, Howard is gonna have to be so much better than this kid for them to pull the plug on him. If they're even, or if it's just if Howard's just a little bit better, he ain't gonna get the opportunity. And so I believe the Steelers are either gonna some kind of way keep 4 quarterbacks, or they're gonna put Howard on practice squad, because I don't really think nobody's really gonna pluck him. I mean, he ain't did anything, you know. Now, if he go out here and have a preseason, because they're gonna play all the preseason games, and if he go out here in the preseason game and he look like Patty Mahomes or something, then it might be a risk of putting him on the practice squad. But right now, ain't nobody gonna take him.
Well, they protected him last year when he got hurt, and they had no reason to. They
only had 3 quarterbacks.
Nah, they kept him over the dude. Who was the dude that looked good in preseason last year, Shannon?
Oh, Thompson.
Skylar Thompson.
Yeah,
Skylar Thompson. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm saying that's how Mason Rudolph this year. Shannon, what are your thoughts on the quarterback?
Mason Rudolph's gone.
Yeah,
they're gonna try to trade him. I don't know if anybody, you know,
4 or 6 or 7.
Put him on a team with a franchise quarterback. He can back him up. It's always been his ceiling, and let him do that. And you know, maybe play for a championship. You know, I'd love to see it for the young man. Drew Aller was the only quarterback in this class before the 6th round with, say, a Cole Payton or a Green that you bring in to try to develop a project. Drew Aller's the only kid that has the physical attributes and the arm talent to play in this system in Pittsburgh in the weather, and the snow, the rain, the wind. You know, it's on that field. He was the only guy that I wanted them to target. And my problem with the pick is only where they drafted him. If this was a 4th round pick, I'd give it a much better grade. The first of your 3 3rd round picks was too early. That was a common reoccurring trend in this draft, especially for the Steelers. So my problem with him is not that they drafted him, it's when and where they drafted him. But I do think that, you know, he has an opportunity to develop and be a better pro than he was in college, depending on the coaching staff. Again, you know, one of the key phrases in their presser on Monday was draft and develop. Well, here's your opportunity, McCarthy, as a quarterback whisperer. Him and Ash, or however you say his name, the quarterback coach, these guys develop this kid and you know, show what you can do. We'll see. Because he does have arm talent, a lot of it. But, you know, it's going to be, he's got to learn to go through his progressions and make better decisions. That's what you just don't know at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Malone says Drew Aller is a freaking bum. He can choke. He does choke, but I mean, I want to give the kid a chance. He's on the team now. Drew Aller's a freaking bum. He's a choke. Go look at his 4 years of college. Howard won a championship with Kansas State. We won a championship with Ohio State, but he played at Kansas State. He played at Kansas State. Howard has better number than any quarterback coming out of college the last 3. Mark Collins, huh? I don't know. I mean, I think it'll be interesting competition. I agree more with Shannon than I do Kerb. I think Drew Aller was the guy that the quarterback of choice if they was going to take a quarterback in the first 4 rounds. I thought it would be more pick 121, but he got a little name by himself. Maybe 99 would have been the spot to get him if you wanted the last third round pick. So he went too early. Everything Mark Collins said, he chokes, but he has traits. He has traits. Like Shannon said, 6'5", 235, strong arm. I mean, grew up in Ohio, played in Pennsylvania. The weather won't affect him. All these things like that matter, right? So
look at his supporting cast and how many of them are in the NFL outside of Warren at tight end. And then, it matters. The coaching staff matters. And I'm just telling you, somebody said I was trying to sell everybody a Yugo, whatever that means. I'm not trying to sell anybody anything.
A Yugo, the
I know, but I'm just saying I'm not selling anybody nothing. I just tell you my honest to God opinion.
Yeah,
whether people like it, whether people like it or not, whether they respect or not, nobody has to freaking listen. But I'm just telling you, I don't sell nothing. I don't get paid to do that. I don't get paid by the Steelers or anybody else. I'm telling you my honest to God opinion, and if you don't respect it, don't listen. But I'm just telling you. But I'm not here to sell anybody nothing.
Somebody must have said something in the live chat just now I didn't see. But I mean, that's your opinion, and I have my opinion. I mean, and this is not whatever the Yugo thing. That's not between me and you. I'm just saying, you see lack of weapons. I see a team that's ranked number 2 and 3 in the country, and they smoke. They start out good as a top team, and they never finish good. At some point, quarterbacks have to elevate what they have. They lost to Northwestern. They lost to a little small. So even with the weapons they got, he losing to bad teams because he throws interceptions. So, I mean, in big moments, I'm saying trait-wise, he's a guy. But up here and his play on the field because of how he reacts in certain moments is not there to me.
That's the question, yeah, and that's why he went where he went. Because arm talent, he's the best in the draft.
Yeah, agreed. I said all the
he's
traits.
Better. He throws the ball better than Mendoza. I hope everybody understands that. It's not arm talent. It's not arm talent. It's, as you say, decision making. And we're going to have to see what happens.
That's what separates him from Mendoza, because all his traits is better than Mendoza.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if he's more accurate, but his arm is stronger.
Yeah.
And he's more mobile and all those things. Bigger, Yeah. But Mendoza puts his team in good situations. Mendoza took his team down against Drew Aller's team, but he wasn't playing, in Penn State and won a game, which won him the Heisman Trophy.
Hey, Mendoza was my favorite quarterback in college last year. Everybody knows that. I'm just saying that it's not a talent thing. It's a decision-making thing, and that's where we got to see. Yeah.
And I think he had better coaching.
Yeah. Oh, he definitely had better coaching.
He had better coaching.
Who had better coaching?
And talent around him.
Indiana.
Mendoza.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He did.
But they played a lot of the same teams.
Yeah. But all right. So I think the competition will be interesting this summer. Aller said they know each other. They've met before. Like Aller's roommate was roommates before somewhere with Will Howard or something like that. So they have a common connection with whoever this kid is they're talking about. But I think it'll be in competition. But Kerb, Mason Rudolph is out of here.
All right, we're gonna remember that. We'll see. I don't
definitely see, because Aller's gonna make because he's a 3rd round pick, and Will Howard's gonna make it because they know what Mason Rudolph is already. And if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, they don't need Mason Rudolph because he had his chance last year, lost Chicago, and so you want these guys to have opportunity to practice all year. If Aaron Rodgers get hurt, it's gonna be between Drew Aller and Will Howard, because we don't need to see Mason Rudolph no more. I need to see what these young guys got, so I know in 2027 what I need to do with quarterback.
But this what I say, and I agree with what you're saying, makes absolutely 100% sense. But you're dealing with a diabolical owner, which in his thinking, in his crazy thinking, is going to be, if Aaron Rodgers get hurt, how can I look Cam Hayward, TJ Watt in the face and say we're going to go with these 2 guys that never took a snap in the NFL? That's the type of owner that you have. Not saying it's the right football move, But you had that type of owner, which he's going to say, unless one of these guys just totally show that they are ready and they could be the man. Art Rooney is not going to go for that. He's not. That's what it's going to be. He's going to say, how can I look these veterans in the face and say we're going to go with two guys that ain't got 1 yard throwing in the NFL? That's what he's going to look at.
But because again, at that point, it's about, okay, I got to see what we got, and I don't care what Mason Rudolph can do. I mean, I got to see what these guys got, and I know what I need to do next year.
He did it. He did it when Ben blew his arm up. Everybody just kind of thought that, well, this is going to be it. This is going to be a bad year. What did they do? They went out and made the trade. I'm just telling you that's the type of owner you're dealing with. But we'll see.
Yeah, like they didn't trade for a quarterback that year. They was playing Duck Hodges and Mason was trash.
Yeah, but they still made a move to try to think, because at that time now you had a coach that thought that I can win it with defense. So let's make this move on defense. So I'm just telling you, like I say, it'll play itself out.
Live chat is Mason going or not? Going or not? That's what you put. Going or not? Comment that. We'll see what gets the most from the chat, what they think. So the next pick was pick number 85, and we took the defensive back out of Georgia, Dalen Everett. Shannon, what do you think about that pick?
I think they liked his length. They liked his speed, his athleticism. Definitely. Yeah, and I think he is a guy they think they can develop behind Dean. You know, Dean will have a great opportunity to be an influence for him because, you know, he's kind of similar to Dean. He's a physical tackler. He's a solid tackler. He's a good press guy. You know, he's confident. He showed some ball hawking skills. And they say what kept, you know, I read different evaluations of him after he was selected. And then football IQ kept coming up. Football IQ. And in Patrick Graham's scheme, you got to have guys who have football IQ that you can move them around and can pick up the different schemes, because he will adjust each week. It's not going to be plug and play, you know, just over and over and over. I think that's why they liked him. And I think it's a strong pick. And he will not be pressed in to play immediately. But I think he can offer them, you know, obviously a good special teams athlete, but he'll be able to offer them some spot snaps as the year goes on.
Okay. I like the pick, and he's one guy that actually went around the spot where he was mocked all through mock draft season for me.
Yeah, that's true.
He was in that range right there where they got him at. But there's no way. And I like him as a player, because that's why I would get him in there at the mock, because he was there. But when you pick there, just like with Drew Aller, we really didn't get into that part of it. Maybe it'll come up again later with Shannon about who they could have picked instead of Drew Aller. Who they could have picked instead of this kid, another DB, was Keontae Scott, who a lot of people liked, who plays similar to what Jalen Ramsey does, the big nickel. He's physical, tackle, fast, can play free. Played for Miami Hurricanes and Mario Cristobal up there, so he comes much like the two teams in the championship. Mario Cristobal and Kirk Cignetti are similar type coaches. They're no nonsense, tough guys, and so coming from that program, I would have liked Keontae Scott. I mean, but Kirby Smart's a good coach too, so Everett got good coaching too. But just for fit, I mean, because Keontae Scott's more of a nickel, more of a free. Now, Ever had the speed, but you know what? Keontae Scott was a little bit faster. He was, I believe, like 4.33. Ever was 4.38, I believe. So
4.38, yeah.
And I don't know when you get that fast. It's all fast, right? So I don't know. I don't know what it looks like on the track when you're at the finish line, 4.33 and 4.38. But yeah, so I mean, that's the way I would have went. But I like the pick because he's a good player. We got him about at the value he was projected at. But with Scott's value was projected in the second round. So I would have been looking to get an upgrade in value right there. And I would have went with Scott. But I like the player Ever. So the next pick, we traded up a little bit. Then we traded up just a little bit from 99 to get in front of somebody, Seattle or somebody. and we took Dunker out of Iowa. Shannon, your thoughts on Dunker and them trading up to get that pick?
Well, it was almost a knee-jerk reaction from the first round that, they really needed a guard. I know he's listed as a tackle, but he's going to be a guard. The offensive line coach already said that he figures he'll start at guard, and he has potential to get some snaps at tackle. I said yesterday I'd like to see the Steelers do that, especially in training camp and some in the preseason, to see who's capable of what, because injuries happen on the offensive line all the time. I love Dunker. I love the aggressiveness. I love the power. I love the leverage. He does not stand up too fast out of his snap, out of his stance. He's got a great punch. He's a battler. So I think he has a real shot at some point of starting on the offensive line. I do not think they're going to remove McCormick. I think that he was taken with left guard in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, you've got oh man, you got Spencer Anderson, and you got, who's the kid from Dallas?
Broderick Hoffman. Broderick Hoffman.
Hoffman. He had some starting experience. I think he'll start out as the starter, but I think eventually we can see Dunker take over that position. And you got to love the mullet, man. I mean, he's the next Dirty Red, but hopefully this guy's a lot better than the last one.
Yeah, my thought on it, great pick. Again, see, we're poo-pooing the picks where they reached, and we're giving the picks credit where they got good value. So
exactly.
Yeah. So just like, I feel like Bernard went around where he's supposed to go. I didn't think they had to trade it up, but they went up 6 spots to get him. Dunker fell a long way, and they got him in the 90s when he was projected to go between 50 and 60. So, and he was a guy I was looking at all my mocks like in the mid-second round if you wanted him.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they got him and he's as good as he is huge value there. That's what we're missing. As well, I believe as we go on and talk about these next few guys, these day 3 guys, I think that's a component of it that's going to be missing is the value, because it's going to seem like they reach for these players at those positions that they didn't have to. But yeah, so I think Dunker was a great pick. Kerb, you want Dunker. Not like that. Well, thoughts on Dunker?
I like him. Again, and you can see the theme that the Steelers are trying to do. They nasty, physical linemen. And this is a kid that, he'll battle all summer. And, I agree. He might not be a day 1 starter, but at some point he may overtake. And, I think they're going to put him on the left side, though, because I think the one thing that you don't want to do is I don't want to put 2 rookies next to each other on this line, because you kind of want to have somewhat of a veteran on the, on one side of them so they can communicate and understand. It don't make no sense of putting 2 dudes that don't know nothing next to each other.
Didn't McCormick and Fautanu not know nothing together? Now they work together.
Well, Fautanu set out his first year.
Yeah.
And
McCormick was a rookie, 4th-round rookie. They came in around game 6 or 7. So he had some experience, but then when you put Fautanu in, you still got a guy that played 9 games with a guy that ain't played no games.
But I just don't want to put 2 rookies together and you got one of them that's green as green can be, and you putting the 2, so you kind of want to, and that was one of the things with Jones. He had his sidekick by him that kind of kept him in line somewhat, but I like the pick. I like the pick. I didn't have
who just left the guard. Went to Arizona. What's his name?
I forgot my man.
Shannon, you know the old line.
What are you talking about?
Who our guard just left?
Yeah,
That was his partner. That's what you talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, so
you like Dunker.
I like him, yeah.
I like him too. Next pick 121. This one shocked the heck out of me because I saw Kyle Lewis there. I mean, I didn't say I saw Kyle Lewis was the best available. Like that, so it was easy to see him. I didn't have to go keep up with every time that best available run by the ticker. Kyle Lewis was number 1. So when the Steelers picked there, I said, "Oh," and they brought him in and everything. I said, "Oh, that's Kyle Lewis." But it wasn't, Shannon. It was Caden Weasden, Wedgen from Iowa, 2-time All-American kick returner, punt returner. So good at what he does, but at what he does, is that worth a 4th round pick that early? What are your thoughts, Shannon?
Too early. I seen they come on the tracker, and I was like, huh? I mean, 4th round? I was thinking 6th round. That's a luxury pick to me. I mean, I love the kid. I think he could, flip the field for the Steelers quite a bit. He'll be the best kick returner they've had in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's so early. That'd be like picking a kicker. I mean, special teams are important, but with Lewis and Wheatley and some of the guys that were left on the board, at inside backer and at safety, and I was like, man, they passed on him for this. I just think it was too. Just like I said about Alar, I don't hate the pick. I hate when they made it, and I just think it was far too early. But hopefully he'll be able to. Can this staff use a gadget guy? CA3, let's be honest, was a gadget guy with his speed and his lack of size. And this kid at least is 5'9", 200 pounds. I mean, he's solid. He's bigger than CA3. Mm-hmm. So can he offer something out of the backfield? Can he offer something, out of the slot? Can they use a gadget guy effectively in this offense? Hopefully they can, because I think he's going to be a receiver who, his primary job is as a kick returner.
So you think he's receiver 6?
He better be. Yeah.
Kerb, your thoughts on Wedge?
So when I heard the pick, and I think you might have you probably used this on your intro with your late night show. I was like Snoop, and I was like, who?
Right.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I never looked at this kid, so I didn't know who he was.
I knew about him. I heard about him. He played in the Big Ten, and I knew the Steelers liked him, but I didn't know they liked him in the 4th round.
Yeah. So I was just like, wow. But it's a position needed, because especially now, kick returns are going to kind of be back into the game now, with the new rule change. So
that's the only positive.
It's just early.
That's the only positive.
Just early.
What he can offer him, getting that ball in better starting field position.
Yep. And again, you traded. That was in the 4th round. So you traded one of your 4ths. And they, like I say, Omar just he was shook. He Thursday night took him out of it.
Save that to the end. I got a question. All
right. So
yeah, that's a
was
good comment from
early.
Steel Dog. I know y'all do remember Dree Archer.
Yeah.
I think Dree Archer might win the 3rd round.
Actually, this kid is probably more Big Ben's buddy, the little kid from North Carolina.
Switzer.
Switzer. Yeah, he had that type of career. I mean, actually, probably had a better career because he was actually doing something on the receiver side at North Carolina too.
Yeah, but Switzer, this kid is more physical than Switzer was.
Yeah, probably. But
he's a 2-time All-American in what he does.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. Switzer was one of those Switzer started in Dallas. But he wasn't.
No, but I'm saying in college, Switzer was nice.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he was nice in college.
And he averaged 4 yards a catch in the NFL.
Oh yeah, he was.
He wasn't the only general manager. Shaky. Denver's was too. We took 5th round defensive tackle in the 2nd round. so look, Big E Bronco. The teams on the right at the top are the teams that smoked. You see who we got there? We got the Steelers and the Broncos.
You're right there with us. Denver's
right. Yeah. So we know you know how we feel. But yeah, thanks for tapping in, Big E. But my thoughts on them real quick. That was opposite of everything I heard Mike McCarthy say, because he's like, you got to be able to do more than one job, right?
Yep.
And this player is a good player at what he does, but it doesn't speak multiple jobs. Unless 2 jobs is punt returning and kick returning. And you got that guy. Both. Yeah, so I like him for that, but like I said, I like him, but I like him in the 6th better than I like him at pick 121. You think about who you left on the board still at that pick, then all doesn't come back to bite us, right? If Aller doesn't work, you're going to think about Halsey and Orange and Jackson. Mm-hmm. And Jackson got taken by somebody, I think.
He went early in the 4th.
But did he go to Baltimore?
No, it wasn't Baltimore. But he went early in the 4th. Where did he go? I had to look.
But yeah, so that's my thought on Wedge. Good player. You look bad because Omar made you look bad by taking you too early, just like he did with Immature.
Yep.
And and I love Bernard pick for what options we had, but I think you went up early for that too. But Shannon gonna talk about this at the end. We'll get into the end. The next pick after was Riley Nowakowski. I liked him a lot. I said, like, several of these players I had going to the Steelers, I wanted them. You know what I mean? I wanted Riley Nowakowski. I wanted Dunker. I feel like there's another guy I'm not thinking of right now that I wanted, right? That I mocked to him. I want, like, when I saw Nowakowski playing in Indiana this year, I said, oh, he's a better Cam Hayward. He was he the Wisconsin player of the year in football, like athlete of the year in football, wrestles and football. I think he even played basketball too, maybe. But the dude is nice. I mean, but he's more H-back than tight end, but he's replacing Connor Hayward, so that works.
Yep.
It'll be cheaper. And I just think he's a better athlete than what Connor Hayward was. So I like it a lot. And I think that's a 160 pick 169 is a decent spot for his value. Decent. Not saying they could have got him at 185. I don't know. But if you want him at 169, that's when you start getting guys you want.
Yep.
I mean, up 1 through 4, you get guys that you want that fit. You don't get a kick returner in the 4th round, right?
Yeah.
So, Shannon, your thoughts on the fullback tight end?
Nowakowski, obviously from a great program, been coached well. Like you said, I like everything about his background. He's a pure H-back. So I think, like you said, he'll be on the depth chart at fullback / H-back. I don't know. He's a good blocker. I think he's a better blocker than Hayward. I think he'll be able to stand up to a lot of edge guys and offer a solid pass protection or, a good block in the outside running scheme because he is more athletic than Hayward. I think it's an upgrade. You lose Connor Hayward, but I think this is an upgrade. So to get him in the 5th round, again, I think there was some other options there. But, again, we're talking about a quality addition, what he can offer on teams. And on the depth chart, you got to have the glue guys. You got to have that kind of versatility. So I do not hate that pick. I think it was solid. Was it the best option at the time? I don't know, but I can't. It's not like Whitgen in the 4th, where I feel like it was way too early. This I think you might have got him in the 6th, but
yeah,
that's my only thing. I think they seem like they felt like they reached around every time, and that was my only complaint about that. But
Well,
I think he makes the team, and he has a role as a rookie.
Their next pick would have been 41 picks later.
Yeah. So they didn't really have.
They didn't take him where they took him 41 picks later to their next pick.
I just don't know if I still think he would have made it. I really do.
Ooh, that's close though. That's close.
Yeah, I mean it was border, but I just think that H-backs are not in the high demand as they used to be.
Okay.
Oh,
Kurt, your thoughts on Nowakowski?
Jackson went to the Jets.
Okay, yeah, that's which made the Jets even a better draft, as I thought. I remember thinking that. Okay, yeah.
I like the pick, like you say, just a better Cam Hayward, honestly. More physical. He could do everything Cam did. If they're gonna, all the little stuff Cam did, he can do it. Yep. I'm quite sure he's gonna be a special teams guy. And so
he better be.
Again, I didn't have a problem. I didn't have a problem with that pick. Like you say, thought it might have been a little early, but I didn't know. I knew it was a gap. I didn't know it was that big of a gap. So, they probably just thought like, hey, we better pull the trigger now, and get him now because that's a you said 42 picks.
41. Last pick was 169. He was 169. Next pick was 210 when they got Shannon's legacy pick.
But I want to say this. I think based on what we're talking about, they could have traded their last 3 picks to move back into that round and got another quality guy and called it a night. That's that's something we'll talk about at the end though. Okay.
They could have.
Yeah. So as we're trudging towards the end, Danny JR, thanks for the super chat, man. Danny JR says, fellas, what's y'all overall grade for the draft? We'll get to it. We're about to be done in just a second because these next few picks don't take long to talk about. So the next pick 210, and thanks for the super chat, Danny. We appreciate you. I'll bring it back up when we all give our final grade. But if you are still here watching, you saw the graphic we pull up with the good side and the bad side. You see where the Steelers are. So let that be a hint. Round 6, pick 210, Gabriel Rubio, defensive tackle out of Notre Dame. 6'5" guy. Don't have his weight here. See, he's not even scouted good.
They didn't even have a portfolio for him during the draft on live TV.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that because I wasn't watching at that time. But
something like 259th on the rankings or something crazy.
Practice squad.
Yeah.
If that.
I think it's true. No squad.
Yeah. If that.
That's true.
Like I said, Shannon, his daddy was drafted by the Steelers, and this was the legacy favor. I mean, had he not missed most of his junior year and then tore his elbow up 7 games into last year, I just think that he might have been on some radar, but honestly, this is just it feels like a legacy pick. I swear it does. I just can't, I can't find out enough on him to even, I wonder if he was even, has any shot at making the practice squad, as Kerb said. So I do not see, I'm rooting for the kid just because he's the longest of long shots.
Hey, Tim Lyons, if you still in here, man, tell us about this dude. He played at Notre Dame. You might know more than the scouts and we know because I've never seen the kid. Well, when the pick came across my phone, I said, "Who is that?" I went to Google right away. I didn't know who the hell Rubio was.
And you can't find out much when you Google it. Yeah.
Kerb, your thoughts real quick.
I mean, I don't really got no thoughts on him. He just a guy that'll be here in the summer and play
give
preseason games.
Give the guy some rest when
yeah.
But definition of camp body, baby.
Yeah.
Camp body, yeah.
Hey, but probably the fact that his name was called. That'll be his. That'll be his.
Yeah.
That'll be his thing. He can tell his grandkids, "Hey, I was drafted."
Hey, Al Bundy was drafted by the Steelers, so hey, he might have a career in sitcom.
Yep.
Okay. And the next pick, I told you it wouldn't be long on those. Round 7 picks. The pick 224, Robert Spears Jennings. Another hyphenated safety, not as good as the one that we didn't get.
Oh God, don't remind me.
Safety out of Oklahoma. 2-year starter, low missed tackle rate, though might not be ready to play in the NFL defense right away. He could be a good addition to the Steelers special teams early on. Thoughts, Kirk? You don't care, you don't know.
Again, a guy that if he make it, it'll be special teams, but he probably he's probably gonna take Trice spot as a practice squad type player or something. But yeah, he ain't.
You think a 7th round pick, another 7th round pick, gonna take Trice spot on the practice squad? I think they time.
Yeah.
If Trice don't make the roster, he's gone.
I'm saying he gonna Trice gonna be gone, but he'll take his spot as a practice squad guy. He won't make the roster. Just like hey, by this point, Omar was ready to go home. He was ready to go home.
Omar might have been home.
Yeah, it was a long week, and he was just like, "Hey, whatever. I'm ready to get out of here."
He had a surprise coming. Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, he was ready to go.
Well, this is the last pick right here.
Yep.
Yeah, but I got to say something about this kid.
Okay, well, Eli Heinrich.
No, I got to say something about Jennings.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, this kid, athlete, speed, 4.3 something, is a safety. Is an oxymoron. He's got speed, athleticism. You think he'd be really good. He takes bad angles. He misses tackles. He's, a guy that you got to, explain plays to him in crayon. It's not good. We talked earlier about effort and football IQ. This guy's the opposite. He is not a natural football player. He is an athlete that you put out there because he looks the part and he runs fast. But I do not think right now his best shot, if somebody needs to get him and talk to him, special teams gunner. He's perfect. He's got the speed, the size, point like Forrest Gump and say, tackle that guy. Whoever's got the ball, you go tackle him. But don't expect anything else right now. His only shot is special teams gunner.
Fine myself. Shannon, you got Claude saying he's going to make the 53. You got Dwayne saying so disrespectful. Somebody said you wrong for that. I mean, so I don't know about the kid. I didn't know he was that fast. No, I didn't know who he was. I thought he was just a talkover. So I got no opinion on him. I'll learn more as the offseason.
It's a 7th round pick.
Yeah, I mean, and that's something else.
Pick.
You can't really hold that against him because most 7 round picks on any team ain't making it anyway. So
somebody's looking at the thing and they're saying RAS score. Oh gosh. Oh, by the way, Rubio's RAS score was like 43. I mean, if that tells you anything, I mean, that's just not good, fellas. I mean, you can take one of us and get, at least in the 30s. So I'm just saying, I think you get so many points for signing your name right. But anyway, I just think that somebody looked at it and seen his height, and seen his speed, and said, "Hey, we got some extra 7th rounders. Let's throw one at him." So, until proven wrong, I just don't think he makes it.
No, so okay, I'm listening to you guys because I don't know. Our last pick was Eli Heinrich, the kid out of Navy. Is he a fullback, a running back? Running back.
He's a running back.
He's a hometown kid. Is that why he got picked from Mount Lebanon?
Probably.
It was the party, guys. It was the party, man. That was playing. He's there. You know, 7th round could have been Mr. Irrelevant, could have went undrafted. No, he got drafted. I love him. I mean, if you watch the Navy game at all, you've seen him everywhere. He does everything. He's a great athlete.
Mhm.
He really is. And he's the guy that you want to root for. And I'm going to be rooting for him big time. I love him. He's got some speed. He's got some burst. He's got versatility. He can play out of the backfield. He can play in the slot. I kind of like Wedgen. He's the kind of guy you're going to want to root for. But I do think that the pick was a feel-good pick to have a celebration at the end of the first draft ever and maybe last in Pittsburgh. So I think it was a feel-good moment, and I'm going to be rooting for him big time. But they had that kid last year that got cut towards the end of final cuts that they wanted to put on the practice squad, and I can't remember what happened to him. But he was this guy's similar. He can do a lot of things, and hopefully he can do something good enough at the professional level to find a spot, at least on the practice squad.
I don't know where he went. I mean, if you want to have a home time, I like the kid, but what they have at that position, I don't know. He's doing good if he makes the practice squad, right? In my opinion, that pick. But what do you guys know what happened to the kid? They had him for a visit, a local visit, but he's from Pittsburgh, the linebacker, like 6'4". Was it Duggar or Duggan or something like that?
I remember seeing that name getting drafted by somebody.
Anybody remember the name of the dude that's from Pittsburgh and he played at some other school somewhere, but there's a middle linebacker, real athletic. We had him in for it. Look at the 30 visits, you would see his name.
I remember seeing that. I remember seeing him get drafted. You remember what college he went to?
I feel like somewhere in Texas.
Somebody says Jalen Duggar.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Duggar, yeah.
Still Dog said Jalen Duggar.
Okay, Still Dog's right. I mean, you got us on Louisiana. Yep. Regular Louisiana, not LSU. Yeah, Louisiana. Cajuns, I believe, where Kevin Dotson went.
The Raging Cajuns?
Yeah, I think he's one of them. Or South. Is it Southeast Louisiana? Okay. Okay, well, yeah. Anyway, did he go somewhere? Do you know Kerb or Shannon?
I'm trying to, it seemed like I remember seeing his name. Like he got drafted.
Google it.
Let's see here.
But one thing I'll say about Henrique is if you got Wedgen, it's kind of redundant. Because they're both kind of similar, and Wedgen's going to have the advantage where he's the 4th round guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm rooting for the kid. Somebody called him Captain America when he come on stage, and I love it. I'd love to see a Steeler emblem as the shield, and him and Captain America. That'd be a perfect T-shirt opportunity.
I was mad they didn't have the kid's jersey. They knew he was there.
I know. I mean, obviously they could have planned ahead a little.
They gave him a helmet.
Exactly.
With a number 90 on it.
But now that would be an experience to come out on stage and have that many people cheering for you. Now that was special for that young man.
And the commissioner was there for him.
Said went to the 49ers.
Okay, so he wasn't there at the end, but I would have liked him if he just wanted to have a hometown story because of draft in Pittsburgh, but he got drafted to the 49ers. He's probably going to, at some point with the 49ers, he's going to end up playing. But thanks. Who is that found that out for us, Kerb, faster than us?
666. Yeah, I don't like those numbers. But
Rich.
I might use that login. I'm just saying.
66 Rich. What is it called? 66 Rich. But okay. Well, Shannon, you want to ask your question, but before we give the grade?
Yes, here's the question. I've been high on Con as everybody. Con and Waddle, I love the combo. This was their opportunity to shine. They've had their normal war room and without any pressure, and I didn't know how much influence did Tomlin have on these drafts. And because I know we don't want Art too to have much influence. Here's all I'm saying. Tomlin leaves. The Steelers have the draft in Pittsburgh, have the perfect opportunity for Omar and Waddle to make a statement. And they delivered a dud. It was reaches all over the place. Guys taken too early. Questionable guys passed on. To me, it was discombobulated and uninspiring, to say the least. Does this change how everybody views Omar Khan and Andy Waddle, that tandem? Is it that Andy Waddle needs to take over more responsibility in the actual evaluation process and have Omar Khan go back to pushing numbers? Would that help? Because they got a new scouting department too, started last year. Remember, they've really changed and put more scouts out there. But I'm sorry, I know it was a crazy draft for a lot of teams, but the Steelers had to nail this one, being in Pittsburgh, and I think it was underwhelming, to say the least. What is y'all's opinions? Is the bloom fell off of Omar's rose? Let's put it that way.
I'll say this, and I'm gonna kind of give Omar a safety line real quick. Do you think by the changing of the coaching staffs that because scouting is going on all year. Yeah, scouting is going on all year. So these guys are scouting kind of towards what Tomlin and his staff, type players that they like. They looking for or we looking for this type of player. So all of a sudden, right at the end, everything changes. You got a new staff, a new philosophy. So I just wonder, did that kind of throw stuff off as far as the type players that they want? I don't know.
Well, here's the only thing, Kerb. McCarthy done said that he was not as involved in the draft this year as he normally is.
Right.
Because, he's having to do all this other stuff to get ready for a season with the new franchise. So, but I'm saying that it seems like with Tomlin not there to do his normal, go to all the pro days and all that, we know he was a huge influence. Whether we did not know how much impact he had with Khan and Waddle's decisions. It appears to me they were just outmaneuvered, unprepared, making decisions, taking guys way early or passing on guys. It just seems so uncharacteristic of what I've become accustomed to under Mike Tomlin. We have not seen a draft like this.
Yeah. No.
This was an opportunity with 12 picks. And I just felt like that they just blew it.
No, you're right. Because like what I'm saying, I think this draft kind of fell more on Omar's lap.
Yeah,
than it probably have.
And he's the numbers guy.
And he smoked it.
Yeah, he's the numbers guy.
So hopefully next year, not now. The guys been here. They kind of know the philosophy. The head coach will be more involved, and maybe that he'll take some of that off Omar. But on what he has proven that he can't do it, on his own. Like probably how this draft fell, So I just think they know, and I'm quite sure it's going to be discussions about that too. That hey. Omar can't do it without some good influence behind him.
Well, they're talking about Waddle being somebody who's going to be a target for other teams who want a GM, and I don't want to see us lose him because, in my opinion, he's the stable voice in there, and I still think Omar Khan is a numbers guy. And Tate mentioned, would that mean that Khan move over to more negotiation side and let Waddle take over the evaluation side, and hopefully McCarthy, but this year's done now. And I just think that the bloomers kind of fell off the rose.
Yeah. Hey, all I can say, they smoked it.
Do I get an opportunity to answer now, guys? At all? I like
I'm waiting on you.
But I think it's two things, right? I mean, I don't think what Kerb said. I think you can't give credit and take credit, right? I mean, the fact is, up until this year, we thought Omar Khan and Andy Weil had excellent drafts. All the other drafts they did together, excellent drafts. So this year they didn't have an excellent draft. What part of that would have been here the 3 or 4 previous other drafts wasn't there this year? Mike Tomlin. I mean, Mike Tomlin, like somebody said, he worked, but I get it because new coaching staff. You think we're used to. I don't know because I don't think Sean McVay goes to nothing, right? I mean, so it just depends on the coaching, what they're used to. I think the scouts watch football all year, so I mean, I don't think they were picking Tomlin players. Omar Khan and Weil was there for all the other years these scouts was working. You know what I mean? The scouts work for Omar, not for the coach, right? Omar is the messenger between the coach and the scouts. The scouting team is Omar's staff, and the coaching staff is McCarthy's staff, and McCarthy and Omar meet in the middle to say, my guy, Omar says, my guy saw this. McCarthy says, my guys need this. And they talk, and then you go out and go off that. So I think that they just got caught unprepared. If anything, we know Mike Tomlin is ready for the draft because he lives and eats and all that. He loves that stuff, right? He don't take off till the combine is over, and he might take a month off, then he right back at it. So
yeah.
I think they missed that element of it. I mean, he's whiffed on some drafts too, some bad picks, but like Shannon said, it's never looked like this.
No.
It's never looked like this in Pittsburgh, no less. You know what I mean? At home, and I think appropriate description, Shannon, underwhelming.
Yeah.
Because all the players they got weren't bad, but it was and we said this about it started and go. The process.
Yeah.
The process. I mean, before this year, you know what you saw different in the first round? What did you see? How we messed up the first round pick? Because we didn't trade up and Omar Khan on the phone. Every other first round pick that was made, who on the phone with the player? Who was on the phone with the player? Who? I'm asking you.
Oh, what you say?
Every other first round pick? No. Mike Tomlin calls them first.
Oh, you mean yeah.
You always see Tomlin, and Tomlin probably calls when on the clock, and he know the deal about to be closed.
Yeah.
You know, so nobody.
That was a mistake right there. Yeah.
Nobody from the very beginning. That's what I'm getting at. From the very beginning, nobody was there to steer the ship correctly. You know what I mean? Nobody to say like, Omar, you can't make that call because we're not on the clock. We could get in trouble for that, or we got to worry about
them a draft pick. I think it'll cost them a draft pick. Yeah,
in an important draft for him.
In an important draft next year. Yeah,
you know. So then the dominoes keep falling.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. The whole process was off. And I think the biggest problem was no Tomlin and McCarthy being stretched thin, having to do too many things, trying to put everything together, getting ready for the season. And there was a disconnect. And I think they put too much on Khan. And I don't think Khan responded well to it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like if you go to your job and you training for something and you with a guy that's been there for 20 years doing his job, then all of a sudden he steps away and you're doing it by yourself. It's a whole different situation.
It was a different ball game. Yeah.
And I think that's what happened. I think I agree. Tomlin had a lot to do with the draft, but in this situation, I think with the new coach, and then you may have a coach that don't even want to get involved in that. But
I think his last years in Dallas, he wasn't allowed. That's Jerry Jones.
So now it's a whole, and you got to remember, Khan is new at this, so he got thrown in a situation where, okay, Tomlin ain't here now. I really understand. It's a lot more going on with this than what I really thought, you know.
You can get elevated above your capabilities. And I think a great numbers guy doesn't mean you're a great evaluator.
True.
I really believe that. And I think if they lose Waddle, you're going to see it get worse before it gets better.
Well, I don't think they lose Waddle, but I think they realize it. I think they brought Waddle in as an assistant GM because he's the football eyes guy. He sees the talent. You know what I mean? So I think it's a mixture of both. I think Omar steps aside. I mean, he don't go nowhere. He's president of football operations or whatever the next title is. You can the GM reports you, but the GM is getting the groceries though, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Omar is the manager of the restaurant, the organization. You know what I mean? Yep. And the players are the ingredients to whatever they cooking up. And Andy Wild will pick what kind of food we gonna put in the pot. So I think that's what happens with that.
Well, I think we never got the full impact of Dan Rooney's passing until Tomlin stepped away. I did not see it till this draft. I think if Dan Rooney would have been there, I think Art was like, okay, we lost David. I got Mike. Mike's got this.
Right.
Colbert retires. It's okay. Khan has been trained at his feet. He's ready to take it over. And I think Khan leaned on Tomlin. Well, Tomlin's no longer around, and we've seen the results. And I just think it was obvious because they was so unprepared.
Yeah, it looked like it bad from night one.
Yeah.
And like you said, or we just kind of alluded to it can spill over into next year in some kind of way. You know what I mean? So hopefully the players they got that they overreach for and everything are good. I mean, a kick return in the 4th round, a quarterback that is a project. You could have got at least 2 picks later in the same round, but 2 picks later.
That's what I'm saying. Too early. So much of it was just
right. It
all just felt off. Everything felt off. All draft.
Yeah, we were really looking forward to it, and like you said, underwhelming is a good word. I think they got some good players in there, but it was like you say, with it being off, they got good players, but in bad places. I mean, you got good players, but you could have better players that got those same good players little later on down the road.
Yeah.
I mean, he from that first night he got knocked in the mouth and he never got his legs back on him.
Yeah, he stayed shaky the whole time.
He was shook.
Even to the point we like the Bernard pick, but I think he moved too quick on that one.
Yeah, he was shook.
That's desperation. That was desperation. But you had to get him, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying it was desperation. Yeah.
But before this draft, Omar Khan always got credit for knowing. I've heard it said several times by people in the Steelers sphere. Omar Khan knows when guys are going to go. He got credit for waiting on Zach Frazier, Shannon.
Yeah.
And he got credit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He lucked up and
he lucked up, but we give him credit because he knew just where everything was going to fall. That is a facade.
But we also got to remember they passed on Creed Humphrey twice to take Najee Harris and Pat Freiermuth. And again, you're talking 2 different players, but you still missed on the best center in football. So, I mean, there's always been issues and decisions, and again, the player usage. Tomlin wasn't perfect.
Najee Harris wasn't Omar Khan.
No, that was
no. I was talking about the Tomlin situation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is Tomlin wasn't perfect, but they had a plan. They were in. Similar with the Artie Burns situation, when the Bengals took the guy they thought and they got shook, and then I think it was a knee-jerk reaction. Devin Bush. So they've just been some issues for a while, but this year we got used to Khan in these first couple of drafts, and in this one, it just didn't have it. You just didn't ever get that confident feeling that they had everything set and they were in control. It was all reactionary, it felt like, from that first pick. Yeah.
And I think as far as Mike McCarthy goes, you gotta consider when he left Green Bay, he sat out for a year, got hired by Dallas. Dallas, I don't think he had much say. That's Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones make their draft picks. And then he sat out another year. So he's at least 7 drafts removed from being involved, right? I mean, because Green Bay, I don't know how involved he was, but in Dallas, I know it wasn't much at all, right? And you had a year off between Green Bay and Dallas, and a year off between Dallas and Pittsburgh. So, like I said, he's getting on the bike again. Omar Khan riding the bike by himself without training wheels for the first time. So I wonder how much Andy Weil actually had in there, how much he was listened to. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe Andy Weil, they said, Andy, who should we get? And Andy's a big trenches kind of guy by nature. That's how he builds. Maybe he told Omar to get the tackle. Maybe he said, "Oh, just get the tackle, get the best big guy." and you do looking like that, everybody smoked it then.
Yeah.
But so that's a good question, Shannon. Man, we'll so hopefully.
I think everybody's seeing what we're saying. Going by the comment thread, and so now, guys, I know we're getting ready to give our grade, but I'm gonna be praying for these guys, all of them. And we want the best for them all. Welcome to Pittsburgh. We're going to hope for the best moving forward to try to get back to being a championship contender. And hope Art, too, will get out of the way and let them do that.
All right, well, I'll go first on the grade, man. And I think we got some good players. So the bad grade is the process. Because, you know, we didn't get Lemon, but it don't mean I got to think every time I say his name. I ain't said his name.
Mad Max.
No, I want to say his last name, Kurt. Imichi Court. Okay, that guy. Mad Max.
Mad Max. Either one works. Yeah.
Is a good player, a talented player with a huge high ceiling. So I'm not knocking the player's grade. So to me, the process and the players are different. The process picked the players. The players are the players. So, right, the process gets a C minus. They were unprepared. Might even get a D. I won't give it an F. Might even get a D. The process. On the field, the players they got, because of the process, they misdrafted them. They got them in the wrong spots and all kind of stuff. But the players in the collective, because they got an offensive tackle that's talented, because they got Bernard, who was the top guy on the next tier receivers, and because they got a guard who's overvalued, you know what I mean? Not undervalued, because he was projected to go earlier, fails. They got good value out of that. Aller, talent. I mean, he's a dart throw. I'm not mad at the dart throw. I'm mad where you did it. So overall, I give the process a D. I give the draft a C+ on the players.
You want to go next for me?
Yeah, I'll go next. I'm just going. I mean, we already talked about the process. But I'm gonna give the draft a C. It was fair, but you know, it's just I don't know. Just a learning experience. That's all that we hope. That's all it is. It's just a learning experience, and we won't have to worry about this stuff going on no more. But I think you know, they got some good. Like I say, with this lineman, he could really hit. I mean, this kid could hit and hit big, or he you know, he could go bad. But I'm giving him a C. A solid C.
Yeah, he could hit Kerr, which is why I separated the process from the players.
Well, the process. I mean, if I was to give a grade on that, it was a F.
Yep.
Shannon, your thoughts on that?
Again, we won't rehash process. F. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I like Henniker, but he's a project. He's not ready. You don't do that with your first round pick. I don't believe. Not when if you're going to come out and say we're rebuilding, fine. They say they're not. They want to compete for a championship immediately. You don't do that with your first round pick then. Sorry. Just a bad pick. I think he has a chance to be a good player, but he's got to be developed. I think Bernard, excellent pick. the best grade I could give for him. He could be an instant impact guy. Nobody else is an instant impact guy this year. Dunker has a chance if he moves him in the guard and he gets to start at some point, but I don't even think he'll start out the year as a starter. So you got one starter I see, and that's Bernard. Alar, I like him for his fit, like I said, with his arm talent. Nowhere, way too early. A fourth rounder, you look at it totally different. But where they took him was way too early. Everett, again, a developmental guy that's going to be sitting behind Dean and Porter. You got a special teams return specialist, which is a luxury. So I think a fourth round's too early. And the rest of the draft, you got a legacy pick, and ain't going to make the team. And you got a feel-good story, which could basically be Mr. Irrelevant. So I just think that they had a great opportunity and they blew it. But I give the draft, I agree. I think we got to give it a C, and the C's because of potential. It was not the right draft, but hopefully they can make the best of it.
Man, I never thought about it like that shit, because they don't have but potentially that one starter. I mean, so nobody's going to help next year. You got 12 picks. You're looking to get 3 or 4 guys that can help next year immediately.
Yeah.
One.
I
didn't look at it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dropping my grade down to a C- for the players. Can't none of them jokers help out next year?
Oh, man.
Your boy Wedgie ain't going to play his role, though.
Yeah, but man, that's a luxury, man. In the fourth, this team ain't a championship contender, and you're picking a return guy in the fourth. No, sorry.
I'm just saying he's gonna play.
You go.
I'm just saying he's gonna play. But yeah, no, I get it. I didn't think about it like that. When you look at it like that, because if you had got Cooper, you could have sat at 53, as it turned out. Got Pregnon, you could have got Dominique Orange. You all those guys would have played now.
Yeah. Did you hear? Somebody said that Corleone went undrafted.
Did
Who?
he?
Corleone, the defensive lineman that Big G wanted in the 3rd round.
Oh, man.
He went undrafted, is what somebody told me. I don't know.
I saw Hirschman somewhere in the 4th round. Where did Hirsch end up going?
He went to Tampa Bay, didn't he?
Yeah, Hirsch went to
I think he did go Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Do you think if the Dolphins, I'm not gonna say turn they luck around in the next 2-3 years, which not saying that they're gonna be a good team, but in 2 years can be a decent team. Do you see more teams starting to do what the Dolphins did? Totally break it down to the studs, because that's basically what the Dolphins did.
Sometimes you got to do that. You see it in baseball and basketball,
yeah,
but you don't see it in football.
Yeah, I'm talking about in football.
Yeah, but you don't see it in football much. But yeah, I mean,
you see more teams doing that.
I mean, if you're caught in salary cap hell, it can happen.
Yeah, that's because they all those guys they draft gonna make their team. They all gonna make it.
Yeah. They really put together a good foundational draft.
Yeah, and just basically because they got like $90 million of dead money.
Oh yeah.
They
really didn't have a lot of choice.
Yeah, they took it all the way down. So I just wonder when more teams started doing that, because when you look at it, the teams that really did good in the draft were teams that had a lot of because the Jets had 3 number 1 picks, and they got 3 more next year.
Yeah.
Well, because they traded Sauce Gardner. Yeah, I mean, but
I'm just saying
the Jets have been really bad. The Jets ain't made the playoffs since 2011. I mean, so whatever they've been doing ain't working. They better tear that shit down to the studs.
Mm-hmm. So
you know what I mean?
The Browns,
the Browns did a smart thing last year. They traded back because Jacksonville wanted to go get Travis Hunter and gave him a 1st round pick, and they got another.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just tear it down. And the Browns could have even been more diabolical if they would have traded Myles Garrett, they would have had probably 2 more first-round picks.
Yeah, which they probably should have. I mean, because his value would never been higher. I don't know that they're on the same.
You ain't winning
timeline,
nothing
but-
with him.
right?
I mean, come on.
I mean,
Just
so,
like I said about us with TJ 2 years ago. You're not winning nothing with him.
yeah. Myles Garrett got more playoffs win than TJ,
That's sad, but true.
Mm-mm.
and now more sacks.
Yeah.
But all right, fellas, we can get ready to get out of here. I thought it was a good show. We talked about some more our favorite other teams that drafted. We didn't get as much into the overall draft, but we talked heavily about the Steelers, and I think our chat and our folks that rock with us appreciated that. Got to give a lot of their opinion and stuff like that. So certainly appreciate everybody for tapping.
We're in this together.
We are, no matter what. Yeah, I'm rooting for all the guys like you are, Shannon. I'm rooting for John. I'm not rooting against Drew Aller. If he goes on to be a great quarterback and is a guy, that's great. If he loses to Will Howard, then Will Howard is the guy. I'm rooting for Will Howard. But really, ideally, they both can. Hopefully, they're both good. But next year we can get a guy, and I really want Dante Moore, and then they both will be fighting for a backup position for the next 5 years. So behind Dante Moore, but
yeah, but it'd be great if one of them worked it out where you didn't have to worry about it next year. But again,
well, hell,
if they bring back Aaron Rodgers, we won't even know then. So
not bringing back Aaron Rodgers after this year again. Well,
no,
you
I'm
never
talking
know.
about if they bring him back this year, we still won't know for sure about how we're.
Are you still you still not certain about that? You still that's up in the air with you?
I still don't know for sure if he's coming back. No.
So if he, yeah, I think he's coming too. I'm pretty certain he's coming. But if he didn't come back, and I don't know why I'm going down Kerby Lane with another question. But if he didn't come back, I mean Kerby Lane just because I'm asking a question that don't got nothing to do with nothing. But do you think the starting job is between Howard and Aller, and Mason's not starting either?
I don't see any way Mason starts this year.
But if Rodgers didn't come back, that could save him on the team, though.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fellas, anything you want to say before we get out of here? And first, I want to say thanks to everybody in the live chat. I didn't do it at the beginning, but if you're new, a lot of us are family here, so I know who's here. Mother of Afton just tapped in the building. Tommy Strange, man, where you been? So, but anybody that hasn't been here before that's here now, hit the like and subscribe button. We have content and shows like this every week. This is just 3 of us. Obviously, it's myself, Big G, and Ma, B Dirt, and Pay. We got some new young ladies working with us on stuff. So, man, we're here for it all, right? So, especially the Steelers, especially football. But as football season starts to slow for the next few weeks, next couple of months, schedule release is going to be the next big thing, I believe, which is a month away. And we'll definitely talk about that and make our way too early predictions. I had the Steelers going 14-3 last year. I was only off by 4 games.
You won't do it this year, I guarantee you.
I probably won't do it this year. But yeah, man. So always a lot of fun over here, man. A lot of fun with the guys. So tap in. You guys go ahead. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Hey, enjoy your Saturday night. And
Curve, these folks here with us at 10 o'clock. Saturday night is over after we get off here.
No, they just probably don't have to go out. They probably at the house.
Yeah. I'm at the house too. My Saturday night over though. I'm about to watch this basketball game, see if the Reds are still playing, and that might be it. I don't know if I want to go see if I got something to snack on.
Yeah, remember back in the day, this is about the time you still at the house. You ain't even left to go out.
Yeah. Like we going back like to 90, 92, 93. But yeah, even through the 90s, like we didn't leave the house or get ready to go anywhere to like 11 o'clock.
Yep.
And that might have been too early. But now you better catch me at a happy hour if you can keep me out after work if I'm going to do anything. If I go home, it's over.
Yeah. 11 o'clock,
But
I'm sleeping good.
So, Shannon, anything going on, man? Anything you want to say about the draft or anything before we got here?
I think I said it all. You know, like I said, I didn't sugarcoat anything, and but again, I'm all Steeler, black and gold to the end. Rooting for all these guys, hoping for the best, praying for their health and their safety, and look forward to the future communication and shows with you guys and the community, and just hope everybody has a blessed rest of the weekend.
Okay, yeah. Mr. Woodsy, that's the first time I put up one of your comments. You just got here, man. He said Tate was serious last night. I got home at 5 a.m. and Tate's on. I slept for a few hours, wake up, Tate is back on. Crazy draft warrior, for real. Hey, thanks, Mr. Woodsy, man. Just trying to, hey, man, we try to just keep good information out here, good content out here. We know a lot of our base are Steelers, so we appreciate you guys. We love the Steelers, just like Shannon said. Big G, and you see even Ma getting on Steelers. He don't even do Cowboy stuff like that now. He might be crossing over. So we certainly appreciate everybody. Claude got a comment about the Pirates. What'd you say, Claude? Pirates over the Brewers, top of the 10th. Okay. Hey, I don't know who's closer to Cincinnati. Who's at the top? The Reds are up 8-2, Claude, over the Tigers in the top of the 8th. So I won't speak too fast, but we should win that game.
Yep, the Godfather did not get drafted.
Yep.
Wow.
But you know, he did have some
health issues.
Yeah, he had some blood clot. You know, so
yeah.
You know, a big guy like that, they probably like, you know, we ain't gonna take no chance on him.
Wow.
But yeah,
he'll go somewhere undrafted.
Oh yeah. So sometimes that work out a little better for you, you know.
You got to pick and choose, yeah.
Yep. I mean, the money, you lose out on the money, but you can pick, you know, you pick where you want to go, where it might be a better situation for you. So,
no doubt, no doubt. All right, fellas. Well, Reds cooking Tate. Hey man, Ty, they have been playing good this season. Lost a couple games. I think they should lose, but we'll see. It's a long season, longer than any season. So we'll see. But with that being said, myself, Big G, and Mod will be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. I don't know. We've been busy so this week. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about more draft stuff. Maybe not just the Steelers tomorrow, but everybody. And we'll just go from there because I don't even know what that's about yet because we've been doing, like Mr. Woodsy said, shows, some type of shows every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. So we get back to some more normalcy after tomorrow and next week comes. Got Jag 2G will be back. I don't know, Big G won't have his banging the table. I think that was about the draft, but you know, Yennis the men's and keeping it 100. And I'll be back with Take Mods Unbiased Moments, Pump Your Brakes, you know, where we chilling with Shannon, pumping our brakes, you know, going at a moderate pace. Then, you know, things get wild with Curb, because Curb get in the car and got red cups all in the car and stuff. So it get turned up a little bit on there. But yeah, guys, I don't know if you guys noticed, Shannon, I was trying to join you for a little bit, but look, man, I had to go get mine taken care of, man. That gray was just one side was just bothering me too much, man. So yeah, if mine did like yours, it just did the whole thing, I would see, but it'd be like patches here and spot. Look like I'm growing fangs out my face. But yeah, man, thanks everybody for tapping in. We love the nation. We love you guys. My special goodbye to the homie Claude. That's for Big G, Claude. Big G will be back tomorrow. This is my special goodbye for Afton, and my special goodbye for Boo. And everybody else, you get a pound. So, man, with that being said, see you guys the rest of the week, whenever, wherever we on here. Appreciate you. For Shannon, Kerb, myself, and the KnoItAllz Nation, we appreciate you. See you guys next time. Peace. Shannon, take us home the old school way. Woo! Well, that was a good one. Peace.